For the fourth day in a row, India has set an unwelcome world record for new coronavirus infections as efforts to scale up testing face serious challenges with laboratories overrun. Now, with more than 2.6 million people in India being active COVID-19 cases, hospitals are turning away new patients seeking any medical help. Let's begin our broadcast with our very own Raquel Muigai.
The streets of Delhi in India have become more like scenes from an apocalypse movie. Cars have turned into emergency centers. Oxygen cylinders are easily exchanged from one patient to another as death continues to reap every soul in the blink of an eye. For those accompanying their COVID-19 stricken relatives, crying has become more like breathing. The Indian government describing their second wave as a tsunami. Today, the Indian health authorities recorded 2,624 new deaths in 24 hours and 346,786 new infections, the world's highest daily toll since the pandemic began last year. In total, India has over 2.6 million COVID-19 active cases. It is not entirely clear why the surge has happened in India, but crowded events organized in the run-up to elections are cited as a contributing factor. President Modi hit the campaign trail, addressing election rallies in various towns on March 30th as the upturn of cases began. Of biggest concern, however, is whether or not the double mutation of the virus known as the Indian variant will in any way affect the immunity of the over 17 million people who have already received full doses of the COVID-19 vaccine, as well as more than 109 million people who have received the first dose. According to the genomic sequencing reports of the Indian variant, the concern was that one of the mutations can change the shape of the spike protein, which is what the virus uses to make contact with human cells to create an immune response that leads to antibodies. If that is the case, then antibodies may not be able to recognize and neutralize the virus effectively, even in those who have been vaccinated. This is a similar mutation identified in the Brazil and South African variants. So far, countries like Germany and Iran have banned flights to and from India, with private companies in India stepping in to plug oxygen shortage. As the world watches, pressure is mounting on the Joe Biden administration to lift restrictions on exports of supplies that Indian vaccine manufacturers say are required to ramp up production of the vaccine and consequently assist in the vaccination drive not only in India but other dependent countries. In Kenya, 469 new infections have been recorded in the last 24 hours, with one death recorded within the same period. The Ministry of Health's report citing 18 other deaths have been recorded, though from late reports. 207 patients are receiving COVID-19 treatment and management at various intensive care units. Raquel Muigai, Citizen TV.